All right, so we got to take a look at Chaco the Blind. He is one of 6 brand new champions added into Raid Shadow Legends. And I also went over another recently added champion in a previous video. You guys can check out Arashi, so check that out. But Chaco, we're going to focus on him today. He is a demon spawn. Sure looks like it. He's actually really cool looking. But we're going to talk about the reviews, because as he gets into player rotation within the community, he is getting some very interesting reviews, so that is one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to highlight him today. But you know what? Also, mentioning champions, guess what? I'm giving away 2 free epic support champions to Gore, and yes, you better leave it Ugo today for completely free. Follow that link in the description below, or scan that QR code on the screen to obtain them. You get to Gore immediately, and then by level 15, you'll get Ugo. This is for new users, by the way, or if you want to start a new free-to-play account, second account, what have you, go for it. And yes, you'll get a ton of free starter resources, and a special thank you to the sponsor of this video for making those gifts possible. Yes, Raid themselves. But back to our demon spawn Chaco. All right, so we got to talk about him for sure. So we're going to start out with his abilities, talk about what he can actually do, and then also find out where to place him in terms of where to utilize him in Raid Shadow Legends. So let's get into this. First and foremost, yes, we have Blind Hunger. Says attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will ignore 10% of the target's defense, and will ignore an additional 5% defense for each debuff on the target. Also steals 10% of the target's turn meter. This means that we are going to want debuffers on the team to really make that ability stand out. Now I'm kind of curious to see if he has any debuffing stuff over here, but he is not labeled as a support, so we'll find out. We'll see. You never know. Now we have has a 50% chance of repeating the attack against another target, except the initial target, who is under 2 or more debuffs, occurs once per attack. Now, since he is an attack legendary, what does that mean? It means, again, we're going to want to focus on getting gear and artifacts that are all about attack percentage when it comes to that, like first sub stat and the stat itself. Really going after attack percentage, not flat based stat. That attack percentage is going to be super important for Chaco. But we also have Inducer of Panic. Now it says attacks enemy 1 time. Wait, I'm sorry. It says attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Again, we're dealing with. It says attacks 1 enemy 2 times, but we're not looking at like attacking all enemies just yet. Do we have an ability? Good. At least we have like one ability so far where he does attack all enemies. But back to Inducer of Panic, says the first hit places a block passive skills debuff and a 60% decrease defense debuff for 2 turns. So what does this mean? We're already going to want to enable most likely this attack first, get those debuffs up and rolling, since this attack gets bonuses based on how many debuffs are on the enemy that you attack. Back to this one though. Now the second hit applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. That's what I'm talking about. The debuff spread effect will work even if the initial target is killed. I'm already seeing that he could possibly be very popular. More on those reviews in just a moment. Now, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. So yeah, some really cool stuff actually going on with Chaco. Damn, I hope I get him on my team someday. He's definitely a demon spawn you also might want during faction wars. We'll see what the reviews say about that. But Unrelenting Violence is this. Attacks all enemies. Before attacking, place a 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns. We all know how important accuracy is. Decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns, and places a 30% decrease speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns as well. Now let's talk about his passive here. Bottomless Maul says this champion is immune to stun, freeze, sleep, a bunch of different debuffs there. Now, whenever an enemy attempts to place one of these debuffs on this champion, instantly activates Inducer of Pain skill against that enemy. This dude is powerful. Doesn't set Inducer of Panic skill on cooldown. Increases damage dealt by 5% for each debuff placed by this champion or an ally. Now, the damage increase resets each time a skill is used on this champion turn. Stacks up to 50%. Hell yes. So, yeah, that's actually really, really good right there. My God, to have it be able to trigger Inducer of Panic automatically is huge. But what happens if we place him as a leader of a team? So we get increased ally accuracy in all battles by 70. Usually, I believe, if I recall, you know, a lot of legendaries that have this aura ability is usually 40. So this is a really good buff for the entire team. So yeah, that is huge. But, you know, since we are talking about really good champions, again, if you missed it, remember, you can obtain Tagore and, yes, Ugo today for completely free. Follow the link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen as a new user and you'll obtain them and a bunch of free starter resources. Check it out. But back to Choco here. So yeah, we got to get into the reviews. That's the big question. All right, damn, wow, we have 5 out of 5 ratings. Now, remember, this is kind of like at the beginning phases. I always call it the honeymoon phase. We'll see what happens in time, but things are looking really good for Choco here. So arena offense, campaign locations, basically everything up here for arena PvP is looking really, really nice. Campaign is going to be great for farming. Hydra, Chimera, Force Keep, Magic Keep, Spirit Keep. My God, there is not one bad rating for Choco. Faction Wars, I knew it. I had a feeling that he would be rated very highly for Faction Wars, so that seems to be the case. Choco is becoming very, very popular from what I am seeing. You do not want to neglect him if you actually are able to obtain him. Really hoping that they have some events around obtaining this guy right here because he is really, really cool. Now, remember, they did add 6 brand new champions in here, and I did a video recently about, yes, Arashi. There he is right here. And he's really, really cool. If you want to find out more about him, check him out on the channel. Of course, he's got some really cool stuff going on. He is a legendary HP. He's not going to compete in terms of like attack power versus someone like Wukong. But hey, he is an absolute badass and has some really unique stuff going on with him for sure. But yeah, there it is, guys. A look at one of the 6 champions. I am breaking them down one by one. This is the second champion that I have broken down. Look forward to another video here in the future where I continue breaking down these brand new champions that have been added to the game. Remember, again, if you're wanting a really cool support team to support you at your beginning endeavors of Raid Shadow Legends, it's going to be Tagore and Ugo, your go-to epic support team, I should say. Yeah, if you want to obtain them right now, follow that link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen and you'll obtain them for free as a new user and, yes, a bunch of starter resources. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Raid Shadow Legends. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you all next time. Take care.